Hello, Write the Docs. Good to see you. My name is Ingrid Towie. I am a senior technical editor and writing coach at Red Hat. And this talk, Just the Facts, Ma'am, is tips for writing content that your audience will actually read. Now, when I say Just the Facts, Ma'am, I'm alluding to an old TV show that many of you maybe were not even born back then in the 60s and 70s. But this guy, who's pictured on my screen here, he was a hard-nosed policeman, and he would say to people when he was questioning them, "Oh, just the facts, please. Just the facts, ma'am. Don't speculate." Well, this is about getting out your content with just the facts. Now, when you're at Red Hat, you probably don't realize, but we get 10 million emails across our Google servers every day. Comes out to around 1,000 to 3,000, depending on your level, per person per day. So when you get that kind of content, you may get as many, you may get more, you may get fewer. Do you really have time to read them all? This talk is about ways to make sure that if you're writing that email, you're writing that blog post, somebody actually wants to read it. Content that your audience will want to read follows the inverted pyramid, and it has a strong hook. And if you're not familiar with the inverted pyramid, I don't mean this inverted pyramid at the Louvre in Paris. I mean this inverted pyramid from journalism. Anybody here have a journalism background? Okay, a few people do. It's a valuable background. In an inverted pyramid, you put the most newsworthy, the most important stuff goes at the top. It's the beginning of your article. Then important details, and then the least important stuff at the bottom. Now, why do you think newspaper people did that? They did it because in the old days, when we had print newspapers, maybe some of you have seen them. You know, they used to come to your door, and they had, like, people would deliver. No, well, anyway. When they were putting in those stories, they might have a last-minute story or an ad that needed to go in, and they would cut your story from the bottom to the top. So you had to have the most important stuff at the top. So when you're thinking about your emails or your blog post, TLDR, too long didn't read. It's the same thing as the inverted pyramid. Too long didn't read, too long had to be cut from the bottom. So here is an actual organizational change email from Red Hat. The names have been omitted to protect the innocent and the guilty. I would like to announce some organizational changes and new directions across the BUs. What is that? These changes are aligned with our strategy and vision and designed to ensure we are focused on winning our critical platforms, providing customers and partners with the user experience and integration they need, and continuing our strong growth curve and leadership in the enterprise software market. Yes, that was one sentence. Now, are you going to read this email? Is it going to be one of the 1,000 that you actually, one of the ones out of the 1,000 or 3,000 you got that you're going to read? No. What about this one? I wrote this one. Just 2.5 more days to nominate your coworkers for an Exceed Award. Go to the Exceed Mojo page and click nominate. Just the facts are at the top. Just the things you need to do are at the top. Show them that you care, and there's the deadline. Wow. If I didn't read any of the rest of the email, I would still have the important stuff, wouldn't I? So that's one thing, the inverted pyramid. Another little thing is something I got not from journalism, but from creative writing. Because I used to teach creative writing when I homeschooled my kids, because you teach everything. You need a hook. When you're watching a TV show, that's the exciting part at the beginning that comes before the credits. When you're watching Dragnet, it's the part where, maybe somebody dies or is in an accident and you don't know what's going to happen next. Make that first sentence of your blog post or your email count. 1 minute, okay. So here's one of my favorite hooks from one of my favorite writers of The Great Hook. Tuesday was a fine California day full of sunshine and promise until Harry Lyon had to shoot someone at lunch. It has all those things that are so important in creative writing. It begins at a pivotal moment. It adds an unusual situation. It uses irony and surprise. Make people wonder. And there's a certain amount of dread in that shooting, isn't there? Well, here's an opening from a generic blog. Yes, a real blog from Red Hat. This blog post summarizes the key developments in this project from the past few weeks, including progress on key deliverables, major decisions made, and current date productions. Would you read that? No. How about this? This is one I wrote. We've all been there. You're starting a new job and you don't even know where the bathroom is, much less all the tools and processes necessary to get that job done. Would you read that? Maybe. It's better. How about this? This is from Marcus Buckingham's Why Feedback Fails. There's an insidious practice that's been snaking its way through organizations in the past years, and it's called feedback. Would you read that one? Yeah, well, I actually did. It's a really great article, and I would recommend you go read it, and anything by Marcus Buckingham. So there you go. It worked. So think about your reader. Think about what your reader needs to know and write for that person, for him, for her, for them. Write the things they want to hear and write them in a way so that they can read just the beginning. They're probably not going to read it all. Heck, we all know they won't read it all. And just expect that that's what's going to happen when you write a blog, when you write an email, when you write anything for people that you care about. Thank you.